Hello viewers, and in our Wiki series today I'll get you all on the series on Indo-Israel relations in the midst of ongoing Iran-Israel conflict, because there's a lot of discussion in media circles and elsewhere in academic community also that is India really supporting Israel. Now whether it is true or false, or did really India have diplomatic relations in the past, or what is the relationship looks like now. Now to tell you all, if you look back at the history, that is after India attained independence in 1947 and when Israel was formed in 1948, until early 1990s there were no bilateral relations that existed between India and Israel. It is only in January 1992 that India formally upgraded its diplomatic relations with Israel on January 29, 1992. Under the leadership of a former Prime Minister of India, Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao. Now, until then, that is 1947-1948 to early 1990s, whether relations existed or not. Now, that's the interesting takeaway from this video. Well, India officially recognized Israel in September 1950. However, it has not upgraded its diplomatic ties due to a variety of domestic and international factors until January 1992. Now, what happens in January 1992? As we all know, the Cold War, which existed between the Soviet Union, currently known as Russia, and the United States of America, confronting against each other. There was a war between Western Europe and Eastern European countries. So the bilateral relations ceased to exist throughout the Cold War years period between India and Israel. Although it is interesting to note that Israel supported India during its three wars against Pakistan. One is 1948, 1965 and 1971. In fact, it is Israel which also supported us after the establishment of diplomatic relations in 1992 during the Kargil war that we fought in Tiger Hills in late 1999 under the Prime Ministership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Now, does India-Israel relationship is confined only to defense? Well, it is not. Once the diplomatic relations were established between both the countries in 1992 and until now, that is July 2025, the trade ties between India and Israel were also burgeoning. In fact, what started as a mere $1 billion in early 1990s, it has now $10 billion, including the defense trade between India and Israel. And it is not only economic and defense relations that exist between India and Israel. One of the most interesting aspects in this relationship is about the civil society aspect. Yes, because there are many Jews that are there in Israel, that are there in India, and also there are many significant Indian diaspora that are located in Israel in various cities. In fact, 1% of Israel's population, can you all imagine that it is a 1 crore population, and out of which 10 lakh which reside in Israel are Indians. And they do have a lot of family-to-family connections, business, health sector, education. In fact, as we all know, Israel boasts of the best scientific research institutions in the world, and in fact, Israel boasts the largest startup per capita in the world. Why? Because after Narendra Modi voted to power in 2014 general elections in the month of May, his Prime Minister and his government, the NDA government, is giving a major leap to the startup culture through the scheme Startup India and Stand Up India, which was launched in 2016, and Israel is providing adequate assistance to the scheme. And most interestingly, apart from defense and economy, we also have a robust relation by that I would say, as far as agriculture is concerned, because Israel helped India in setting up nearly 30 plus centers of excellence and bringing its innovative technology, innovative methods to our Indian farmlands, where it is actually helping Indian farmers in yielding good dividends. So as we all know, as I told you earlier, that there are three pillars that this India-Israel relationship exists upon. One is the defense, second is economy, and third is civil society. As I told you all earlier, that civil society is a very fundamental pillar in this relationship, because you have three states in India which boast Jewish population also. One is Maharashtra, second is Bengal, and third is Kerala. In fact, there are many synagogues that are located in cities of Kochi, Thiruvananthapuram, Mumbai, and Kolkata, where at regular intervals events, seminars are being hosted to foster the ties between the Jewish state as well as India. Now that's all for you all in this week's weekly series on India-Israel relations.